You plug your USB drive into your Windows PC. Expecting that familiar chime, and you get zero response. The drive simply does not exist to your system. To force Windows to recognize the missing drive, we are going to run a systematic, tiered diagnostic, moving from the simplest physical checks into deeper system tools. Before we click anything, there is one critical restriction you must observe to ensure you don't lose every file on that hardware. Windows will occasionally throw up a prompt asking you to format the unreadable drive before you can use it. Do not click Format. Close that window immediately. Formatting is a destructive process that wipes the drive clean, making previous data recovery significantly more difficult. A methodical, layered diagnostic approach identifies the specific failure point while keeping the integrity of your stored files as the priority. Step 1 is auditing the physical connection between your drive and the machine. Remove the USB drive from its current port. If you are using an external hub or a front panel port, bypass it and plug the drive directly into one of the primary ports on the back of the motherboard. If the drive still fails to mount, execute a full system restart. Windows frequently holds on to temporary software state errors that block it from recognizing newly connected external hardware. A reboot flushes these temporary states. Once the physical pathway is secure and the operating system's temporary memory is cleared, any ongoing failure points to an issue within Windows logical routing. This brings us to disk management. We use this environment to check if Windows physically detects the drive but is refusing to display it in your folders. Press the Windows and X keys on your keyboard at the same time, then select Disk Management from the menu. Look at the lower section of this interface. You are searching this grid of horizontal blocks for the specific volume that represents your USB. Often, the drive volume exists on this grid, but it is missing an assigned drive letter, like D or E, which serves as the bridge to the user interface. To create that connection, right-click the unnamed volume and select Change Drive Letter and Paths to assign one manually. Manually assigning that drive letter provides Windows File Explorer the necessary navigational map it needs to finally display your files. If disk management did not resolve the issue, we shift our focus to the system drivers, the software that allows the USB hardware and Windows to communicate. Press Windows and X again to open Device Manager. From this list, expand the category labeled Universal Serial Bus Controllers. Look for an item labeled Unknown USB Device or one flagged with a yellow warning icon. To repair it, right-click the flagged device, select Update Driver, and choose Search Automatically for Drivers. If the automatic update does not find a solution, right-click the flagged item again and execute a complete Uninstall Device command. Disconnect the USB drive and restart your PC. This forces Windows to cleanly rebuild the driver from scratch when the hardware is reconnected. Resetting these drivers addresses the software translation errors that commonly prevent the hardware and OS from acknowledging each other. If these local software interventions fail to resurrect the drive, we must determine if the fault lies with the PC or the drive itself. Physically remove the USB drive and connect it to a completely different, independent computer. If the drive mounts successfully on that secondary machine, the issue is isolated to your original PC's hardware ports or internal system files. If the drive remains undetectable on the secondary machine as well, we have confirmed that the failure variable is the USB drive itself. This isolation test provides the proof needed to separate localized computer glitches from terminal physical damage within the flash drive. Success is marked by the familiar hardware connection chime and the immediate appearance of the drive in File Explorer. However, if your drive remains unresponsive across multiple machines, it likely indicates a severe physical hardware fault. At this stage, do not attempt to format the drive in an effort to make it readable, as this will only further complicate data recovery. If the trapped files are irreplaceable, your next step should be consulting specialized professional data recovery services. You can find a written summary of this diagnostic checklist in the video description below. Technical troubleshooting is a process of elimination. By methodically narrowing down variables, you ensure you are taking the safest path toward recovering your data.